which means great that I can go and have a swim this afternoon because the sea would be flat. Water would be a little cold, but that's fine. So I can go and have a swim. Had a nice bike ride this morning. So yes. Today, guys, we are looking at piling. Now, I'm sure that we understand what piling is, where and when piling is needed, and that you would have a better understanding of how to measure this. Now, before I get into anything, I'd like to just show I'd like to show a little illustration of what it is that we would be measuring here. This is something that I had picked off from YouTube. You can see my screen. Just acknowledge that you can see my screen. This is just an illustration of a pile foundation. And what we see here, if I can just, if I can just illustrate, this would be the rebar that would go into my pile. If you have a look at this, there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rods going all the way down, and I would have my helical or my spiral reinforcement going the other way. And you'll see, you could notice over here that we have, not sure whether you can see my mouse, but you can see that we have spacer bars over here that would prevent the rebar from being up against my sidewalling. So this is just an illustration. As you can see there, they can be of different lengths. Look at the caption there, breaking the pile here. Cutting back, as we call it. Then there's a pile cap that they speak of. That will be the pile cap. The pile cap, the purpose of the pile cap is to take the structure that goes on top of that. Okay. Now you've seen just an idea of what it is we'd be looking at, just so that you can visualize and be able to understand when we start using the respective terms in the measuring here of where it comes from. The next thing I'd like to share with you now would be the yes, everyone.
So is it just possible that you can record, please?
Have I not recorded?
No. Well, I believe not. I don't see it on my screen.
No, I have recorded. I have recorded. It is being recorded.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. You should see on your top left-hand side that I'm recording.
On my screen, sir, I don't see anything. I don't know about anyone else.
Can anyone else confirm that that I am indeed recording? You should hover your mouse over there. It will show that I'm recording.
You are recording, say.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to the section that deals with piling in the standard system. You'll find that on page 20. When we look at what the standard system says, on page 20, before I get to that, we generally use piling in areas where the ground condition for the structure that has to be constructed is not suitable for ordinary construction type. It is generally found that when we have tests done of the soil, where the engineer would then advise that different types of foundations to be used, and they would, in all probability, especially where we have aggressive movements, such as in the form of clay, or even where it's very sandy soil, that we would have piles that are being used in order to support the structure. And generally what the piles do, the piles would be that element that transfers the load into the ground, but that still allows for movement, be that mild or be that aggressive. I remember those of us who might or might not know the Doran Ginza Hospital. I was involved in the project in the Doran Ginza Hospital, the second phase. That was from 1988 until,